In a world often clouded by chaos and uncertainty, the call to worship in Psalm 47 resonates with a refreshing clarity. Clap your hands, all you nations, shout to God with cries of joy. This opening line invites not just a singular group but all nations to participate in a collective expression of joy. It emphasizes inclusivity, suggesting that the divine invitation to celebrate transcends cultural and geographical boundaries. This is not merely an encouragement to engage in a ritualistic act of worship, it is a profound call to acknowledge the sovereignty of God in our lives. The act of clapping hands symbolizes unity and agreement. When we clap together, we create a rhythm that speaks to our shared experience and collective joy. In a sense, it is an outward manifestation of an inward reality, a joyful acknowledgement of God's presence and power. The psalmist recognizes that joy is not just a personal emotion, it is a communal experience that can elevate the spirit of an entire nation. This is a reminder that our worship can serve as a catalyst for unity, drawing people together in celebration of a common truth, that God reigns supreme. As the psalm progresses, it declares, God has ascended amid shouts of joy, the Lord amid the sounding of trumpets. This imagery of God ascending is rich with meaning. It evokes the idea of God's triumph and majesty. The shouts of joy and the sounding of trumpets serve as a backdrop to this divine ascent, suggesting that worship is a response to God's greatness. When we acknowledge God's authority and power, our hearts naturally overflow with joy. The act of worship becomes a celebration of God's victory over despair, chaos, and sin. Moreover, the repeated exhortation to sing praises underscores the importance of vocal expression in our relationship with God. Singing is an intimate act that connects the heart to the divine. It is a means through which we articulate our gratitude, our fears, and our hopes. The psalmist implores us not to hold back. Instead, we are encouraged to sing praises, celebrating God as our King. This repetition emphasizes the urgency of our response. It is not enough to simply acknowledge God's greatness, we must actively engage in praising Him. In conclusion, Psalm 47, 1-5-6 serves as a powerful reminder of the joy that comes from recognizing God's sovereignty. The call to clap our hands and shout for joy is an invitation to participate in a global chorus of worship. It invites us to set aside our differences and unite in celebration of a God who reigns with authority and love. As we lift our voices in praise, we not only honor God but also strengthen the bonds of community, reminding ourselves that we are part of something greater than ourselves. In our clapping, shouting, and singing, we find joy, not just in the act of worship but in the very presence of the King we adore.